the elections are due. You've, or the Independent Election Commission, they've been put off from May to August. Why was that? For reasons of security?
Well, this is a long story, Sir David. Last year, around spring, around winter rather, late winter, 2008, our allies and the United Nations approached me if we could postpone the presidential and provincial elections from 2009 to 2010 and hold them together with the elections for the national parliament. I declined to accept that change because that would have meant me turning myself into a president beyond the term that I had for another year, and I did not want that president to be left to other future presidents of the country that could have been misused. And then we began a series of negotiations here among ourselves and with the international community that lasted for about 9 months. In the end of those sessions, there was a general agreement that I unfortunately made a mistake of not getting it signed at that time by all those who participated. There was a general agreement that we will have the presidential and the provincial council elections in autumn of 2009 and the parliamentary and district elections in autumn of 2010 because of security, because of the inability of the Election Commission to prepare in time for the elections as described and as asked for by the Constitution, and also because the international community, they could not fund it by the time the Constitution asked for. The Election Commission made this decision of August because of the possibilities that they don't have. Now, the Constitution says elections on the 22nd, the Constitution says the term of the president ends on the 5th year on the 22nd of May, and elections for the president should be held 2 months before. On the one hand, this is a constitutional reality. On the other hand, I took my oath of office on December 7 of 2004, which keeping in 5 years in time would take me up to December 7, 2009. But I'm not going to consider the December thing. I'm going to work for two things. One, Sir David, legitimacy of the Afghan presidency has to be ensured. If it ends, on the 22nd of May, I should end my job. Second, the stability of the country and the fairness and freedom of the elections. I assure you, I will look at the greater national interest of this country and not any other matter.
And you'll definitely be running in that election in August.
For me to say definitely would be really saying something that would counter events, and I don't want that. I would be running for election in the interest of this country, and if I find that my presence above politics would help have a better election and stability for Afghanistan, I would choose not to run. But if my running would ensure stability and a better election, then I would run. So David, you and I will be talking sometimes later as well, maybe closer to the elections or after the elections. You will see that I would make the right decision for the Afghan people in their interest, not mine.
I see, absolutely. Now, William Wood, who is the US ambassador and a Bush appointee, not an Obama appointee, but he was saying about your job and so on, he was saying he faces a set of problems every day that would daunt anyone. And he goes on to say that, in fact, you're astonishing in this situation, but you work so hard and you really are looking tired, he says. As a friend, he's saying, you're looking tired. Someone else said that you're looking exhausted. Yeah. Do you think that you are tired or exhausted by the the sheer pressures of the last 4.5 years?
Yeah, well, I am tired, I'm exhausted, I get very, very little time to spend with myself. It's constant, daily, non-ending activity in Afghanistan. The work is very, very hard, and I've done it. I'm glad that I've kept the whole country together, and Afghanistan has become the home of all Afghans, and a lot that we have achieved. So yes, in a way, that is true. I am tired and exhausted, no doubt.
But you'll go on, regardless, because there are miles to go before you sleep.
Exactly, Frost's poem is in my mind, miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep.
Mr. President, thank you so much for being with us and covering so much ground and coming face to face with those remarks from the States and all of that. We just thank you for joining us, and we look forward to talking again, indeed before or after the election.
So David, good to talk to you as always.